Welcome to Storytime. Storytime with Shri Krishna, the one who is the most independent and so the most loving. This story is called Peacekeeper. Shri Krishna was in a family where there were two sets of cousins, two sides of family members who just didn't get along with each other. I think all of us have such families, yes? One side, they were known as the Kauravas, and another side was known as the Pandavas. The Kauravas, they were selfish. They always thought about what can they get. The Pandavas, they were selfless. They always thought, what can they give? And so the Kauravas were greedy, and the Pandavas were generous. And so the Kauravas felt jealousy, and the Pandavas felt appreciation. Once, the Kauravas were selfish. Their plan is, what can they get? This is because they're greedy and they feel jealousy. They tricked their own family members into losing their articles, losing their circumstances. They lost their comforts, they lost their palaces, and they lost their circumstances. They had to live in discomfort. They had to live in the jungle. And after having lived through this consequence, lived through this punishment, lived through this negativity for a long time, they came back to their cousins and shared, we've returned. Now we'd like our comforts back and our palaces back. We would like our opportunities back and our responsibilities back. But their cousins openly shared, we will not give you as much land as is on the tip of a needle. And here is where the one who loves all, that is Shri Krishna, he came and tried to act as a peacekeeper. Despite so much resistance from the Kauravas, Shri Krishna still went to the Kauravas, in front of everyone, sharing, the Pandavas are ready for a compromise. They don't need all of their comforts. They don't need all of their palaces. They don't need all of their opportunities. They don't need all of their responsibilities. Try to compromise by giving them some of these. And the Kauravas just laughed at Shri Krishna. And so Shri Krishna knew that the only way for society to be strong, for society to be healthy, is that the Kauravas had to be stopped. Stopped from being selfish and greedy and jealous. So this had to come through a war. Shri Krishna, being the peacekeeper, he called a representative from the Kauravas, that is Duryodhana, and a representative from the Pandavas, that is Arjuna, to come to his palace, to come to his room. And when they came, Shri Krishna shared, I love both of you. I'm a family member to both of you. I'm on both of your sides. So now you have to choose. Either you can have mine or you can have me. Mine, that is my armies. Me, that is me, but I won't fight. I will only drive. I will only drive a chariot. So what do you think the Kauravas chose? Naturally, they were focused on quantity. So they chose the armies. And the Pandavas, they focused on quality. So they chose Sri Krishna. And Sri Krishna drove Prince Arjuna's chariot, and this is famously seen as the Bhagavad Gita within this Mahabharata war. Sri Krishna tried and tried and tried to help rightness prevail, for there to be rightness in this family, these family members, these cousins. But still, if that rightness is not prevailing, then Sri Krishna, he pushed rightness then. He did this, I don't want to say alone, but there's a saying, you go alone then. Do it by yourself. Because the rightness is more important than this relationship or that relationship. This is the story of Sri Krishna, the peacekeeper. He is the one who is ever looking at us, ever looking after us, ever loving us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.